Let's talk England. We'll be hearing from Gareth Southgate very soon as well, which it'll be interesting to see his take on the game. But what was your take on the game, Jace?
I thought we started the game very well, bright, creative, took the game to them, got our noses in front. I thought Raheem Sterling was the star of the show first half. Jude Bellingham got better and better. I thought we looked very comfortable, dominating the ball, dominating possession. And once we got that goal just before, just going up 2-0, you felt that second half would perhaps go on and we'd take the game away from them. But the sending off from Sergio, that killed us as much as it killed them. It killed the game because they then just went 4-4-1, sat deep, crowded the ball, no real ambition to come outside the box. I have to say, I thought we could have moved the ball quicker second half. I thought we were poor in the second half. We could have moved it quicker. The substitutions, again, we made 4 subs at the same time. That took a little bit, I felt, away from us. I felt that changed the game. And we struggled to adapt to those 4 subs that come on. But I thought Jude Bellingham, Raheem Sterling were excellent. And when it came to get the goal, and he didn't. The 3-0's a nice scoreline, but I was hoping we could see a little bit more second half. But we come up against 4-4-1 and didn't move the ball quick enough second half.
No, I agree. I totally agree. I thought Jude Bellingham was excellent. It's something about him, for me, who, when it comes to that World Cup next year, and I know it's still quite a long way away, but I feel like a little bit more experience with him, more games for England, more games in big sort of Champions League nights, which he'll definitely have. He could be the one that steps in for Calvin Phillips, and he could be the one that takes over.
He's a Rolls Royce. Absolute Rolls Royce.
I think he's the closest thing we've had since Steven Gerrard. And I say that in the fact that Steven Gerrard's unbelievable and he's not at that level yet. But I feel like Jude Bellingham's got that something about him.
Well, he loves to be the second striker, doesn't he? He loves to get on his bike and go beyond the striker, sets things up, wins balls. There's just a couple of little things in his game. And this is me just watching from afar that you look at, he's clearly a very passionate boy and clearly likes the aggressive side of the game, clearly likes to get involved, not afraid to back down, even though he's 18. Just a couple of times I've seen in his game, he needs to just take a step back. Doesn't want to get involved in a couple of little...
You don't want to take that out of him.
No, you don't, but I just felt, in the first 5 minutes, I can't remember, it was someone just went through the back of him, and he's gone down, it's a foul. The referee's decided, probably rightly, play on, we got possession, but the way he got up, threw his fists down, I thought, you know what? Don't let them see that.
Yeah.
Don't let them see that you've just need to just calm down. Don't let the opposition...
I like that, though. I like that in a player.
I don't know
when Rooney was like that at a young age, and then he got sent off a few times, and everyone kept trying to, he's got to curb that temper, and he's got to curb that fire in his belly. And actually, he ended up doing that. And I feel like it took something away from his game. Well, I think you need that in midfield. I think you've got to have that edge.
In a
you've got to have that nasty streak.
What I'm saying is, in a tournament, you can't... David Beckham, for example, right? David Beckham, Argentina, right?
David Beckham wasn't a nasty footballer.
No, he wasn't, but I'm just saying,
he
But they knew, Simeone knew, it's Beckham, right? And he knew at that time Beckham just had a little bit of a... And that was the making, for me, of Beckham. That we come back from that red card, and he then went and elevated and he moved on, he learnt from it. Just seen a little bit, and I'm saying, do you know what? Don't have to react every single time. That's just the only thing, but he was outstanding.
What did you make of the Harry Maguire situation, getting booed before the game? For me, I think that's a disgusting thing to do for a player who's never let England down. I think he's always been very good for England. How can you boo a player that's playing for your country before the game?
If you've booed Harry Maguire and you're listening to this, you're a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. No need for that whatsoever. You're a coward. You do it you wouldn't do it if you walked down the road. Wouldn't have the balls to do it. Would not be able to do it. If he walks down the road in front of you and you booed him, wouldn't do it. In a crowd, everyone booed him. He's had some bad press. Some fairly, some unfairly. And at football, when you're at that level, you've got to expect there's going to be criticism. But to boo an England player who's done nothing wrong for his country at Wembley, when his name is read out, I'd love to hear someone that booed, that's got to phone us up now and explain their reasons for booing, because you're a disgrace. If you booed and you're listening to this, I want to hear from you now.
03717 22 33 44. Let's go to James, who's a West Ham fan. James, good evening.
Hi, you right, fellas?
How are you, James? You okay?
Jimbo?
Yeah, good, thanks. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the midfield in England. I thought that, just following on from what you said about Jude Bellingham, I think he's one of the most sort of promising English talents we've seen in a long time. He really is. I mean, personally, if it was down to me, I think he should probably actually be starting in the World Cup for England. The way he was partnering up with Declan Rice today, I thought there was a really good partnership.
Yeah, I think he's got a good chance, James. But, you've still got, 6 months probably till the tournament. And, you think the amount of England games he's going to play until then, I think he's the one that could break into that team. Because if you look at it at the moment, Calvin Phillips, who's been brilliant for England, has obviously had terrible injury issues. Hopefully when he comes back next season, he'll be able to find his feet. But Jude Bellingham, for me, feels like the player who's really coming to the fore.
To be honest, I mean, based on the England performances, I wouldn't be too worried about Calvin Phillips unless the injuries are a thing. It would be Jordan Henderson I'd be worried for, because I went to the England-Switzerland game on the weekend.
Yeah.
And him and Gallagher in midfield. Gallagher really impressed me. I thought he was man of the match.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
But Jordan Henderson, my God, for an England international, that was the way they were looking. Conor Gallagher looked like the player that was experienced there, meant to be helping out his midfield partner. Because Jordan Henderson, you had 100% Mo here on the show a little while ago, didn't you? Talking about how Henderson was better than Declan Rice. Well, judging by the international performances this weekend, I've no idea what he's basing that on. Because if we're looking at the international performances, there is no way Jordan Henderson will be coming to the World Cup with me.
Yeah, James, but the thing is, let me just, I'll read these names out, right? Gallagher just made his debut, right? Mm-hmm. Bellingham, 18 years of age. Declan Rice, was he 22? Yeah? 23. Yeah. So you've got, even though you've got some brilliant young players in there, the word young springs off the page for me. You do need, and I think there's going to be times, and he has proven, Henderson, time and time again, whether it be a red shirt for Liverpool or an England shirt, he actually does bring something more to the party. There's a cool head in there. I just spoke about Bellingham. The way that he reacted to a challenge where he punched the ground with both fists, Henderson wouldn't do that. Henderson would probably, if he was on the pitch, would probably go up and just say, "Oi, don't show that."
You've got to be brave, though. Haven't you got to be brave?
Well, no, I'm not saying
against Italy. We wasn't brave enough.
I'm not saying he doesn't start. I'm just saying he said replace him at the squad. I think that squad does need Henderson in it.
Does he start?
No, I'm not sure whether he starts, but to leave Henderson out the squad based on 1.5 performances from Gallagher and what we've seen, Bellingham's going to be a great player, but I wouldn't throw Henderson out this squad just yet. I think that's way too early.
Right, James, thanks for your call. Keep them coming in. 03717 2233 44. I want to hear from anyone who has booed Harry Maguire tonight and what your take is on that.
I bet they don't phone up, Jay. I bet they don't.
I bet they do.
They won't phone up. They won't.
I want to know. I want to know why an England player is getting booed, who's always been brilliant for England, is getting booed before the game. That is not good enough. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT.